All right, and today we are starting our first Source Gaming podcast, SourceCast number 1. We will talk about downloadable content, the new slots found by Shiny Quagsire, and also answer some questions from fans. So first, why don't we have everyone introduce themselves? Nintendo, why don't you go first?
Alright, hello, I'm Nintendo. I do the Dream Smash articles on Source Gaming, and I do a bunch of random other new stuff as well.
Okay, and Spazzy?
Hi, I'm Spazzy D. I am an editor at Source Gaming. I also write articles. I've done the Case 4 third-party DLC articles and just a slew of other ones, so hello.
Alright, and Smash Chew?
Hey, this is Smash Chew. I write a lot of the business articles that people aren't reading as much. A lot of them. My background is accounting, so that's essentially what I do. So I'm an author for First Game. Yada yada yada.
Okay, and today we have a special guest, Relax Alex.
Hey, how you doing, everybody? I'm Relax Lex. I do videos on a lot of Smash-related content. Recently joined partnership with Source Gaming, and now we do a series called Super Smash Facts, and we basically go over a lot of facts on the web that aren't exactly correct, but we're trying to fix that and make it more widely known. But yeah, I do other videos such as Know Your Moves and go over the move sets of characters, which everyone gotta love.
Okay. Alright, so the first topic is the brand new DLC that was released on September 30th. Smash was updated to 1.1.1, and in it was released Super Mario Maker for the 3DS and Wii U, and Pirate Ship for the Wii U, and the Duck Hunt for the 3DS, along with a bunch of Mii costumes. So, what do you guys think about this, the new DLC?
I really like the Mario Maker stage. I think it's really awesome, at least on the Wii U.
Yeah, I didn't know exactly. Sorry, I didn't know exactly how it would function, but once I saw it in action, I'm like, it's really cool. Like they actually put in a random stage every time. It's interesting, and then the hand sometimes comes back. I was impressed.
Have you seen the different
Ship's
hands?
also cool. Well, no,
Am I the only one that's
hands.
Am I the only one that's actually kind of bothered by the Super Mario World spinning blocks because they're supposed to actually just stop spinning, and instead they're treated as destructible blocks, and the hand has to come and fix them?
I didn't even notice that.
Does the hand actually fix them? I thought they just went back to normal.
Nope, the hand fixes them because they
Really?
replace the breakable blocks from the other themes. So if you,
Mario
if
Maker,
you
they're
don't,
actually the same though, right?
in Mario Maker, I believe I actually don't have the game. I'm sure everyone else
In
here
Mario
does.
Maker,
So.
just
Yeah,
hits
I've-
like Mario World.
Yeah,
Sorry.
the blocks just spin when you hit them, unless you jump from the top, in which case they break, like the spin jump. But no, I didn't even notice that in Super Mario Maker level. I guess I'm not focusing on the blocks.
It's all about the blocks, man. I don't know what you guys are looking at.
Most important part. Well,
Yeah,
actually,
the 3DS version is kind of limited too, compared to the Wii U version. It only cycles through, I think, 2 themes. I've noticed compared to the Wii U goes through all of them, and it takes longer to cycle.
That
And
sounds
also, I
about
don't
like
think it has
3DS
background
version.
elements, at least as many of them as far
No,
as you know.
it doesn't. I was looking at this because I had to start with the 3DS version, and I was super disappointed with it at the beginning because I was just like, okay, this doesn't look anything like it was in the trailer. It's really slow, and I haven't seen it change between themes and stuff. When I played it on Wii U, it was amazing. So it's weird because I don't like it and I do like it.
It's still fun, and I'm glad it's on the 3DS version. It's just, if it was the only one we got, it would probably hold up better. But comparing it to the Wii U version, it's just not as good.
Yeah. Although Duck Hunt's a nice addition for the 3DS version.
I do like that stage. Actually.
Yeah. Makes me wonder if the future DLC will get other stages from the Wii U version moved over. I heard some people saying the Wii Fit level could be moved over because Wii Fit doesn't have its own franchise representation, but I mean it could do. And I think they'd have to remove the mirror, but it could.
Yeah,
They already do that in the 8-player version of it, so it's not unheard of.
Mm-hmm. I can see them doing that. Wii Fit, they don't have a stage on 3DS with Wii Fit, right?
No, they don't.
Right.
Yeah, I can see them doing
I
it.
personally consider the Wii Fit Studio Little Mac's home stage, even though it's not, because if you play as Little Mac on that stage, you win. Because it's a small walk-off.
I think Congo Jungle 64 would be a better stage to move to the 3DS. Because then Donkey Kong has another level on the 3DS that's actually good.
Yeah, Congo Jungle's that's been in 3 of them out of the 5 Smash games. Or yeah, it just wasn't in Brawl. It was in all of them except Brawl.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's a great stage.
I think it's good. Well, what about the Mii Fighter costumes? I actually like everyone. I think I like the Viridi one.
Okay.
Viridi is amazing.
Yeah.
If you play, I have Viridi on the 3DS version, and because the screen's so much smaller, I don't even have a large XL 3DS. I have the classic. It looks like I'm playing as Viridi, and it's amazing.
So I'm gonna be straight though. I'm sorry if I interrupt you, Alex, but like I actually am tired of Mii Fighter costumes. I think I did this for like the thought. Like I looked at it, and you actually can spend more money on Mii Fighter costumes than you can on the rest of the content in the game. Like they've done a lot of them. It's weird. It's like just a little bit, but they're actually more expensive by all the Mii Fighter costumes versus all the stages.
Yeah,
So
no,
it's
you
like-
know what? I don't know who's gonna drop 75 cents on each one of those. I'm pretty sure everyone buys it in like the bundle. Like, and if you don't like some of them, it's just like, oh well, sorry, but you
Sure,
got
yeah.
more.
I don't even think the bundles save you money. I mean,
No, they
at
don't.
least
No.
in Europe, I
It's a
count it all
psychological
up,
thing.
and it's just the same amount.
The oddest
Ugh.
bundle you'll ever see.
Yeah, it's just to make downloading it all easier.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Although, yeah, I'm not bothered particularly about Mii Fighter costumes, but out of them, I think Viridi and Captain Falcons are the two that are quite nice looking.
Oh, Camp Falcons is actually pretty good, and some of them do look nice. It's just I'm thinking it's just kind of like, we get like the last update, no character, but you get a ton of Mii Fighter costumes. Like, oh, okay, and then you have another update, it's like no character, but we got more Mii Fighter costumes. It's kind of just like a little bit more fatigue. Like, I would probably be fine with Mii Fighter costumes if it was kind of with other like mostly characters. Even though I do like the Mario Maker stage is pretty good after I played a little bit. But it's just more like, oh my god, we have so many Mii Fighter costumes, but they don't have the same utility as stages and characters do. So it's a little more like a fatigue on my part. And there's we've had 4 waves of these things.
Yeah, and I feel like the actual Mii, and I really don't want to necessarily encourage Nintendo to be spending more resources on Mii Fighters.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they're good for what they are. They're little fun player avatars, whatever. But some of the choices kind of suck because you get a costume and then none of the special moves add up at all to what you want out of the character. And I'm like, if I could have a neutral special for the brawler that was a fireball, or I just spitballing and talking with people, people will say, hey, a Bomberman costume. I'm like, yeah, except none of the Mii Fighters use bombs, so what's the point?
I do like the idea that we had in the Smash Ballot the Blue was running with a new Mii Fighter class as potential DLC. With
that's a very divisive line of thought, but I'm actually all for it. I think a mage type of class would work very well.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. They still find it really stupid that you can't they consider the Mii Fighters not proper fighters. The Nintendo does, even though tournaments actually allow you to use them. So
Mii Fighters are weird. It's I don't know what they're going with what they're doing, but I would actually agree. Mii Fighter class makes a lot of sense, and I'm surprised they haven't done it yet. Seeing as I figured that with them selling costumes, it'd make a lot of sense.
I think they're just selling costumes, or just a lot of them just ease them away into the new characters maybe, just so it's instead of a large gap, we have some gap here with a stage or 2 and some costumes. Because these things must not be hard to develop if they have so many. I don't know how many artists you would have on it.
And they must be selling really well because Nintendo is just pumping them out.
Yeah, for real.
I think they're easy to make, and I guess in Sakurai's eyes, it's like, oh well, I mean, this character never had a chance, so I make him into a Mii Fighter costume, and then boom, people will be happy, I'm sure.
I think the real tragedy of it is that the best Mii Fighter costume, hands down, was the first one they revealed with Proto Man. It just is downhill since then.
Yeah, I can see that.
I know. I think the Crom one's really nice looking. And the
Yeah,
Black
but
Knight
when you
one's
have-
also really cool.
When you have something that kind of has the chibi proportions already and has a full mask, it helps with the immersion that, hey, it's kind of like I'm playing as Proto Man. And when you're Crom, you're like, it's kind of like I'm playing as a me cosplaying as Crom.
Trying to think what Mii Fighter costumes would be good now. Oh, well, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I'm sure I. Oh, actually, no. I know who I want as a Mii Fighter costume, but I'll save that.
Yeah, we're gonna actually do an article, I think, in the near future, another Source Gaming Choice, where we kind of discuss who our top choices would be for costumes. I'm not gonna say anything now, except for the fact that I feel like we need a lot more ninjas because we have a Shuriken special and like nobody to use it.
Isn't there a ninja headband hat?
Yeah, I'm talking about actual, characters like from
Okay.
video games that are ninjas, because I don't know if you know this, but there are a lot of games out there with ninjas in them.
Really?
Wow, I didn't know that. I thought it was all pirates. Alright. So, does anyone else have anything to say about this DLC before I move it on? Because Push is having computer problems. So I'm just taking
I was
over
wondering.
briefly.
I don't think he even introduced himself. By the way, the person who started this podcast was Push Dustin. He kind of runs Source Gaming. His computer's not working. Moving on.
That's a wonderful timing too. That sucks.
Yeah.
Alright, so the next topic we're going to talk about is the additional slots that were found by Shiny Quagsire. So we know that back in April there were 2 extra slots for characters and also additional stages, but now we found 1 more slot, and I think it's 1 more stage got found as well. Oh no, 2
Yes.
2 additional stages got found now. There was 1 left over from April. So that means 3 characters and 3 stages in total.
Okay.
So, this was found on the 3DS version, specifically. So, yay, that's more characters than we thought that we were getting.
I like at least
Yeah.
3 characters too.
Yeah.
With the stage count and character count lining up, I wonder if they're just actually planning on, releasing stages with characters now, and we're kind of done with the retreads and ports.
Maybe.
But I still think they could do more retreads and ports. I think that unless I think a character is from a new series, like the most obvious one would be either a third-party character or the Splatoon. That's probably going to be retreads, just because the only reason you need a stage for those guys is because they don't have their home stage already.
Right, well, as far as promotion goes, let's say we do get Wolf back, which, by the way, I don't think is a guarantee. Everyone, and I was telling you guys this earlier, everyone since the very beginning of Smash speculation has been like, Wolf is in this game.
'Cause he's
And
the
then
best.
they go on, and they move up, and they're like, oh man, he's not in the game. He's a shoo-in for DLC. Hey, Mewtwo's here. Wolf's gonna be next. Hey, they included Lucas. Wolf's gonna be next. Hey, Roy's back. Wolf any day now. And it hasn't happened, and I hope he comes back, and I think he has a decent chance of coming back, but I don't think it's a guarantee like other people do. But
Well, you see,
my initial point here, was that if Wolf comes back, a lot of people have said before, myself included, that it could tie into promotion for Star Fox Zero. I could see a Star Fox Zero stage.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah. I can see it on
probably-
that first level in the demo.
You mean
well,
Corneria? We already
Corneria.
have that.
No. I don't know. There was this other level in the demo. I played it. I played the level, and it was like this. You had to go inside this tower. Maybe on that tower they could fight on, and like you're flying on it. I don't know.
Okay. I think I think they would try and do something with the walkers, like one of the land sections with the walkers, seeing as that's such a big thing in Star Fox Zero.
Yeah.
Like one of
Yeah.
them sort of exclusive type levels. Although to be honest, I'm on the thought that first-party newcomers won't get stages to go on unless they are a new franchise. I could see them moving an old Star Fox stage, as much as I don't want Sector Z to be added because we already have Corneria on 3DS.
We have Venom,
I
right?
could see it. Oh yeah, Venom's the
Venom
only
would be
one
awesome.
missing. Venom would be great.
I loved Venom actually. I loved a lot of the melee stages because they had different designs a lot of the time. So I'm all for Venom.
Yeah, they weren't heavy on
Yeah.
gimmicks either, but they had very different layouts.
Yeah, that's kind of a thing with Melee's thing. Which now, since Brawl, it's been a little bit more. They have a little more gimmicks. Not that I'm against that, but
I want my Great Bay back. Majora's Mask 3D. Why is this not a thing? Why couldn't they have done Great Bay on 3DS and Pirate Ship on Wii U?
Yeah, that
It would be
actually-
perfect.
Pretty amazing.
All right, and I'm back.
Oh.
Sorry.
Whoa.
Where'd you come from?
Yeah. I had some computer issues there.
All right, welcome back.
Yeah, well, we were just talking about exclusive Zelda stages.
Oh, you are?
3D. Yes. So, I think, what was it? There was Spirit Tracks and Gerudo? However you say it. That one.
Gerudo.
Yeah.
Jabrudo.
Yeah, I think we're discussing whether or not Termina Bay should return.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which it should, even though maybe not on Wii U because that already has like 7 Zelda stages.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We've already had DLC Zelda stages.
But the
Oh,
issue is
yeah.
that Tingle's an assist trophy.
Yeah, but this is Majora's Mask Tingle.
Well, yeah, Alfonso can replace him when comes out.
That's a throwback.
Yeah.
Smash 4 speculation memes.
Yeah. Painful.
Yeah, I'm really feeling them.
Tingle can't come back. He's obviously Little Mac. He's
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
just
Oh, yeah.
Little Mac. Anyways,
so we talked about Wolf. What do we think the other? Do we think the other two character slots are for ballot characters, or do we think it's all pre-ballot?
Oh yeah, definitely ballot characters.
Because one of them was one of
yeah.
them's been around since April, and then the other new one, just got started now. So if we assume Wolf is one from April, then there's still one more that was decided all the way back then.
I think there's basically 3 options on how they're doing it.
Mhm.
I think either the 2 Mario placeholder slots previously were always going to be ballot characters, and they just put them in for ballot characters, and then they just decided recently that, hey, we have time, let's make 3. I think that's option number 1. I think option number 2 is that those were pre-ballot characters, and that the one that was just added is a ballot quote-unquote winner, like somebody they're going to take from the ballot. And the third is whenever the hell they're done with a character, they just, or not done with a character, but have work being done on a character, and they do an update, they just throw it on there. In which case, we have no idea how many characters we're eventually going to get.
I do think that the 2 Mario placeholders could still be ballot characters. Like I think they were just decided in April.
Well, well, that's what I
think too. Actually, I'm sorry if I interrupted you, but I kind of agree with what you said the first time, and that's what I'm thinking is those probably just a pre-planned thing. This kind of goes in one of the questions too. I think they asked was I think that was just like a pre-planning thing, and now that we've kind of gotten to October, the ballots are pretty much over. They're like, okay, this is what we're probably going to actually do. So at the very least, they're probably like 3 ballot characters. Plus the fact that we still haven't seen Wolf yet, and what's definitely going to be in. They always would have finished him by now if he was going to be a 3 ballot character. I feel like.
Yeah, I don't. Once again, I'm not 100% sure on Wolf. I think he's got a good chance, but
No, I think I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think they're sitting on characters to release between now and whenever the ballot's done to make sure that we don't have some super long wait, kind of like what we've had now.
Well, the
Didn't
issue
it
is
just
that
finish?
in the Lucas, Roy, and Ryu Famitsu column, Sakurai has stated that that all the characters were going to be for the fans from now on. I really think that sentence right there proves that everything that we've seen after the June update is ballot content.
Yeah.
Pirate Bay is definitely for the fans.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pirates ship.
I think the ballot's like a toss-up right now, where it's I think from the start they said they would not treat it like whoever has the most votes will win. They'll just use it as suggestion. So it's really a toss-up, and there's no real way we could know. We had the Reddit polls, and you guys had a poll, and there were numbers everywhere, but that only represents one side of the internet and a small part of the demographic that actually plays Smash 4.
Yeah.
So there's no way we can know what the other half voted for, all these other.
right, they could have all voted for Nabbit. Every one of them.
There's just no possible way to know.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got a theory on how he's going to pick the characters, which I said to these guys
Out of a hat?
But I think he'll take the top 20 most voted ones, put them on a list, and then just go through them. Be like, can I include him? Is he already in the game? Just check them like that, and then he'll pick whichever 2 are got the most votes and are also the most viable to appear.
Well, you gotta also consider he's just gonna pick whatever fits into Smash
Oh yeah.
the most.
Yeah.
He's not gonna pick a character that breaks the game design.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean, but I think he's going to pick it out of the top 20 most popular ones.
Yeah.
Unless they're all terrible. In which case,
Goku,
it's extended
Goku Jr.
In which case we get classic Dark Pit. I understand.
Yeah.
Actually, the one this is kind of
Painful
aside.
jalapeno.
That's who's going to be in. The one character I think that probably will get in, and people probably think I'm crazy, is actually Inklings. And the reason I say that is because Nintendo seems like they want to promote that game a lot. I think there was data found that the Ocklings might get in it, Amiibo. There's also the fact that, at least from my experience, I know from you're all playing it, is that you usually see Japanese players on there if they're not playing like during a Splatfest. So it seems like it's really popular there. It's popular here. It's been received really well, and I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo would ost to be like, yeah, let's do that. Let's put this character as DLC. It's gonna sell a lot.
I do believe that
Splatoon is
the
phenomenal.
Octo and
It's,
Amiibo is speculation.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not 100% confirmed. Like
Is it? Okay.
they do know that
Okay.
Octolings are going to be playable because you can hack them to be playable right now.
Yeah.
But I believe the Amiibo is just because there's so much detail on the model that it would fit into the Amiibo case. Same with the other two.
Okay. That's kind of
Callie and Mari.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that because it's Nikki who found all this stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought she found data for Amiibo.
I
base missions
believe it.
and-
I believe it.
yeah.
She later came out and said it's just speculation.
Oh, okay. I want to know how because she's been saying that they're going to be released on this particular date and that we're going to get a direct 2 days before. And she got the Splatfest right. She said there'd be a Splatfest on the 9th and 10th, and now Nintendo have announced it. So
I do think it would line up with what I've been saying for a while, in that I don't think we're going to have any concrete Smash Ballot news for another week or two.
Mhm.
I'd love to be wrong, but I feel like Nintendo wants us, even if it's not actually happening. I think they want to kind of create the illusion of, oh, we're tallying your votes, we're getting everything together. We didn't already have this planned months in advance.
Yeah.
yeah, I think they'll do it whatever. If we do get a Nintendo Direct on October 14th, I think that they'll talk about it. Even if they may even reveal one of them. I mean, there's also the Shovel Knight rumor, which is meant to be revealed September or October.
Yeah.
And I think that would fit in perfectly with that. And they need
So
to
if
announce their
October-
new mobile game, which it's been hinted at recently to be announced soon. So
Right.
yeah.
If October comes and goes and Shovel Knight has not been revealed, do we basically categorize the Shovel Knight rumors dead?
Almost dead. Yes.
almost dead,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Almost.
been a while now.
Not quite dead yet.
Yeah. Not quite dead yet.
Yeah, we have a question about the Shovel Knight rumor for later, so we can save
Yeah.
talk about that until then.
Well, speaking about the direct, you mentioned. Sorry, I've been another thought, but and one thing, if you looked at history historically, Nintendo usually does events or press conferences around September, October, and then when the direct started, those got circumvented by the direct, so they usually did a big fall direct.
Yeah.
So it's not unlikely to think that there was going to be a big direct in October, and like October 14th sounds about right. Actually, look back at Brawl, Sonic was actually shown off during one of those press conferences. I think that was I think it was October
Okay.
8th, 10th.
It was October something. It was early October because I remember.
Yeah.
I remember exactly when it was announced because I was at school talking to someone saying, "Oh, wouldn't Sonic be great? Oh, we should check the Smash. We should check the Smash Dojo after this and see if anything new has been added." And well, wouldn't you know?
Yeah, so I think there's a high possibility, especially given the potential Splatoon news. And the fact, the other thing too is we haven't seen anything about the new amiibos. Like Lucas Roy and Ryu are supposed to get amiibos. I think Mewtwo's only been shown off, and he's still coming out in November. And the last time they really talked about amiibos for Smash was that new content approaching video during E3.
Yeah. Well, I think Iwata's death really threw a curveball into the directs because we're always meant to get an August direct. We've always had an August direct ever since they started doing Nintendo directs, and we didn't obviously get one this year.
Right, all of our
Yeah.
information has kind of been piecemeal via Twitter and random YouTube updates.
Mainly Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but they're gonna bring them back, even if it's
Yes.
under a new format.
I believe they confirmed that, right?
Yeah, they did
Right.
confirm that. So the question for this supposed direct on the 14th is whether or not it's Splatoon focused only, or whether it's a general direct. Although I'm leaning more to it being a general one.
Hi, General.
I'm
Yeah,
actually
we
leaning
still
more
need
towards
info-
Splatoon,
Okay.
just because
We still need-
Octolings will be a huge update.
I can't imagine them spending a whole direct though. I mean, it would be the Octolings and the Amiibos potentially, but I can't see them just spending like a whole direct to talk about it. Maybe like a 5-minute video, but they've been releasing. I mean, what's it? Triforce Heroes and Amiibo Festival just both got 5-minute trailers. Yeah.
Yeah, the introduction
Actually, they could-
trailers.
Yeah, they could have just done that for the Octolings. I feel.
Well, the introduction trailers are always different from the direct trailers.
Right.
Are they?
I'm really enjoying this Splatoon podcast that we're doing right now, guys.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. But before we stop talking about Splatoon, I am a little upset that I don't think we're going to get the male Octolings because they don't exist as far as the lore of Splatoon goes. But
well, actually,
to
they
play as
do
one.
exist because there's a picture of DJ Octavian as a human. So
That is true.
I
But-
think that it's a weird thing where because Inklings can't turn into humans until they hit 14, apparently, according to the law. So I reckon male Octolings can't turn into adults till they hit like 22 or something. Something that makes them not playable.
Oh, Nintendo lore.
Deepest lore.
I'm surprised they didn't raise the age in the U.S.
It's not a Fire Emblem game. It's not a Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Is there anything anyone else wants to say about the additional slots? I mean,
Well, I guess it is possible that they could add another one, like
oh yeah,
if they added one maybe next month or the one after that, then we would get 4.
I just have no idea how long they're gonna keep Sakurai
That's
locked
my
in a
issue.
room.
Yeah.
Just pushing out.
Or-
I feel like what they're gonna do is they're gonna have him working on DLC, and then they're gonna get a team together, and then they're gonna take his swivel chair he's sitting on and just move it from that office into another one and be like, "Hey, it's Smash 5."
Part of me feels like they want to, because the Wii U doesn't have a lot of stuff coming, that they want to try and have Splatoon, Smash, and maybe Mario Kart if we get more DLC announced.
No
and just
Mario
keep
Kart.
that
Sincerely
keep
doubt
that content coming until they're willing to announce the NX at least.
That'd make a
So
lot of
maybe
sense,
even
actually.
until E3 next year, when we got proper details about it, just keep the Wii U content coming
Mm-hmm.
to make it look like there is still stuff to play on the Wii U.
Yeah, they released a new Mario Tennis box art today.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That's exciting.
It's amazing.
That's a system seller. Wii U saved.
If it's anything like the 3DS game, I'm going to be severely disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, shall we move on to the? Or Dustin, do you want to do it now? Now that
No,
you're back.
you're doing a much better job at it. Please keep going.
Right, well, then, we'll move on to the next topic, which is the Smash Ballot that ended yesterday, but didn't end yesterday because it's still up.
Yeah.
As of us speaking now.
I'm voting
Is
for
that-
Bomberman right now. Like, right this second.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I figured why not?
Does it kick you back at all, or does it just go and be like, oh yeah, it's submitted?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it just they changed nothing. I guess maybe Nintendo doesn't have anyone working on the weekends.
No, they're all too busy counting the Smash Ballot stuff.
Yeah.
It's true.
And they've forgotten to take it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that ended, and I guess we talked earlier about whether or not we thought that have they started on Smash Ballot content before it ended, or do you think they're going to start on it now,
Yeah.
once they've tallied up the votes?
Probably.
I'm sure they had preliminary work done on characters. I wouldn't even be surprised if, you know how you said that Sakurai might have a list of 20 characters from the poll. I wouldn't even be surprised if it was the opposite of that, and he had a list of 10 characters. He's like, these are characters that I will turn into DLC. Let's see which one of these 10 have the most votes.
Mhm.
Okay.
I can see that.
That's true, actually.
That could work too, actually, ironically. But I think in both those ideas, I think it's just the main topic is that it's not really a popularity contest. It won't necessarily be like, I think too many people are saying, "Oh, who's gonna win the ballot?" Some people know, but I think it's gonna be more aligned to what you guys said. Either they already kind of have picked in the top 20, and they're gonna pick from there, or they already have ideas of characters, so they're just gonna see what people like the most.
Well,
One thing that I do want to point out is that with Lucas, Roy, and you, they were very much selected based on categories. You had the veteran from Melee, you had the veteran from Brawl, and then you had the newcomer. I wouldn't be surprised if the next round of DLC has some sort of theme or a loose theme to it.
yeah, I was thinking that. I was thinking it could
Possible.
potentially even match the one with a veteran, a third party, and then a newcomer, kind of covering all three bases.
You could.
If they do
yeah.
three again.
I think our veteran selection right now is kind of limited. Snake
Like
is
Wolf is the only-
most likely
Wolf is
due
the
to
only viable
licensing and rating issues. Ice Climbers aren't in for technical reasons, so the two of them are probably not coming back. Snake might. I'm not a fan of solo Ice Climbers, but whatever. And I don't think Sakurai definitely isn't a fan of that, or they
Yeah.
would have already been back because he's
Yeah.
shown he's been
Yeah.
willing to make other alterations, like how he did for.
I'm I'm kind of surprised with the lack of Ice Climber costumes. Event
Yeah,
costumes.
but you know what?
Yeah.
He hasn't done that for any of the cut vets. It might just be the same reason he didn't want to make Dr. Mario a Mario costume. He said, hey, the fans of this character kind of deserve more.
But he's done trophies.
Yeah,
I
but
think trophies are a little different, though.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're not the same thing.
Yeah.
Also, am I the only one who finds it really weird that young Link is the only veteran, apart from Snake, obviously, to not get any sort of trophy or recognition? Even on the 3DS version, they have, like, young Zelda, adult Link, and then no young Link.
I thought in the 3DS they had Kodomo. I thought they had him on the 3DS version.
No, it's not on the 3DS version.
Oh.
Yeah. It's weird. I don't know why. It really bugs me. Because for completion's sake, I feel like all of the veterans should at least be trophies.
Yeah.
Well, completing my thought from before with veterans, like I said, at this point, that basically leaves Link number 3, which I don't think too many people are super excited for. I could be wrong. I know he has his fans. I'm not trying to insult him.
Yeah.
But, and then, like, a bunch of Pokemon, right? That's it?
Yes, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't really need any more Pokemon, really.
Yeah, but Pokemon
Yeah.
actually, I think percentage-wise, has the least amount this version out
This
of
game.
the 3.
Yeah. I actually wouldn't mind either of, any of the cut Pokemon, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm really not a big fan of the Pokemon franchise personally, but as far as playable characters in Smash, Squirtle was tons of fun.
Mhm.
Ivysaur is super unique. And that leaves, Pichu, but whatever.
What they
I
should
mean,
do-
we don't have a Pikachu clone. We've got like 3 Marth clones.
What they should do is put Pokemon Trainer back in and replace Charizard with Pichu, and then there you go, you're covered.
There you go.
I'm still holding by that they're gonna do Ice Climbers. I don't know how they're gonna do Ice Climbers somehow, because I know they wanted them in and they didn't get it in the first time, so I feel like they're gonna try again and get them in. I know people don't want a single person.
The new 3DS is actually, the CPU is a lot more powerful than people were thinking. I don't know if I was looking at GBA Temp or NeoGAF or where I was reading this, but I think it was GAF. How the 3DS previously to this was having trouble emulating Super Nintendo games.
Yep.
And the new 3DS is able to emulate PlayStation 1 games. So that's a pretty big difference in processing
Yeah,
power.
that is a big leap.
Oh,
I
wow,
mean,
that's pretty cool. Final
that's
Fantasy VII for new 3DS. Well, I've been looking on like Twitter and stuff, because obviously when the Ballot first started, we had loads of developers trying to push for their characters. But nowadays, it's like Yacht Club Games bring it up every so often, but Way Forward really want Shantae in Smash.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my god, that was so annoying. They would like literally every day, and I'm like, God, guys, shut up! I don't care anymore.
I don't mind. They obviously really like it. I mean, because I backed Half Genie Hero, and they sent out an email to all backers thanking anyone who had
Vote for Shantae.
thanking anyone who had voted for Shantae with that picture of the possible alternate costumes she could have.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Here's my 2 things. First of all, as everyone in this chat I think knows, I'm not a big fan of indie game characters in Smash.
Yeah.
I generally have a feeling that when it comes to guest spots, they should have a legacy. They should be important because they're guests. They're not Shulk. As much as I love Shulk, he's kind of a nobody compared to the Nintendo All-Stars. Whereas the people that are coming in have been around since the mid 80s, if not Sonic with the very early 90s, have sold tens of millions of games. And it's a guest spot. It's like our special guest today is
Pac-Man.
it's like
Yeah,
Saturday
and
Night Live. You're not a cast member. You are the guest. You
I
are
actually never
somebody
thought of it that way.
that's-
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. They had all of them have a legacy, and I think it would be awkward. Although I would like to see like Shovel Knight or not Shantae so much, but I think it would just be awkward if it was someone who's like, "Hey guys, I'm new," and nah.
Yeah, Sakurai has stated in the Brawl, during Brawl's development, that like they have to have carry something with them. That he's just not gonna hand out the guest spot to anyone and everyone.
Yeah, and it seems how he's been doing it generally. Even if you look at the characters in Brawl, at least the ones in the current Smash Brothers, all of them except for maybe Pac-Man have a lot of like history of Nintendo. Pac-Man more, he just has history with the arcades and any other system. Pac-Man game on it.
if you remember, Heihachi was also considered for Smash for Wii U.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I think part of that is because there's Namco Bandai have been super close to Nintendo, and Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is on Nintendo systems with exclusive stuff, and it's actually quite good. I've got it, and I can understand with Namco Bandai working on it, they know Heihachi better, so I can see why he was considered. But obviously Ryu outbeat him, and that's probably because Capcom's already got this partnership with Nintendo, and Ryu is a much bigger face for the fighting genre than
Ryu didn't beat
Heihachi is.
Heihachi though.
I thought he was thinking of Heihachi, and then Ryu was chosen.
No. Heihachi was way the original.
Oh,
roster
really?
one.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did like an interview really early on, I think.
It was between him and Pac-Man,
Oh, wow.
and so if they couldn't use the oldest form of Pac-Man, not the Ghostly. Is it Ghostly World or
Was he threatening Namco?
Ghostly whatever.
Ghostly Adventures.
Ghostly
Ghostly
Adventures?
Failure.
If you're gonna make me use Ghostly Adventures, Pac-Man, I'm just gonna use Heihachi. And they were like, no.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. We trust you.
It came out really well.
Yeah, he used the Pac-Man I liked, like the Pac-Man World 2. Like that was one of the Pac-Man games I played on GameCube. I'm like, damn, they used it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best choice they could have done for Pac-Man.
Yeah,
With,
for sure.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
With Mega Man, he did Sakurai did stress that he was using the NES design. It's like I
Yeah,
have
the
to use
animations
NES,
are very much from the NES games. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And with Ryu, you see a lot of the Street Fighter 2.
I think he said
Yeah,
that
it's
specifically
very
actually.
Street Fighter. Yeah, well, I think because Street Fighter 2 was the exclusive Nintendo one that everyone remembers and stuff. Because
It was a selling
I
point.
don't follow with
It's a
Street
selling
Fighter.
point over the Genesis. It just was. Like, if
Yeah.
I don't know how many of you are of an age where you had to pick between a Genesis or a Super Nintendo, but a big part of it was Street Fighter 2, and actually part of the selling point for that was you can't even do that on the Genesis. Genesis only has 3 buttons. Super Nintendo has 6 buttons, and it was a whole thing.
hmm
Oh, fair.
Nintendo does.
Nintendo does what Sega don't.
Going back to the indie characters, just really quick. And sorry for interrupting people before, but I
No
do that
worries.
sometimes.
I've done it all discussion.
You're doing it right now. No. But going back to the indie representation, I can't really blame Matt Bozon and Way Forward or Yacht Club Games or anyone for doing what they're doing, because it's really raising the profile of their series, even if it has nothing to do with Smash, which I genuinely believe these people would love for their characters to get into Smash.
Yeah.
But regardless of that, how many people know more about Shovel Knight and want to play it, or how many people are exposed to Shantae as a franchise now and be like, oh, I should just go play it. Maybe this person will be in Smash. So I mean, they're doing right by themselves. They are getting the name of those characters out there, and
Yeah,
I
and plus,
100% back them doing
if
that.
those characters were to get into Smash, they would be golden for the rest of their lives, their imaginary lives.
Yeah, that's true. I personally think Shantae is the lesser of two evils with this. And don't get me wrong, I like both Shantae and Shovel Knight, who are probably the 2 indie greps who have the most chance. But we'll save Shovel Knight stuff for later, just a bit later.
I did have one more thing to add about third-party characters. The only reason I want to talk a lot about this is because I'm working on an article about it, and so that's why I've been thinking about it. Snake, if you look at Solid Snake's design in Brawl, he actually uses Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, and then you have the stage from 4. So that's the other side of the coin. You have a lot of characters who are really stressing their Nintendo design and the legacy. You look at Snake, and he's stressing everything that was PlayStation exclusive.
Well, no,
I thought
the
that-
Snakes actually.
Yeah, the stage is from Twin Snakes. One of the Metal Gears from Metal Gear 4 appears in, and some of the music from Metal Gear Solid 4 appears in. But pretty much everything from Snake was either from Twin Snakes or Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah.
Which then also got a 3DS port, so
Eventually, but not at the time.
eventually.
Yeah, so retroactively, it's a Nintendo game.
Yeah. Alright, well, if no one has anything else to say about the ballot, then I think that the next thing is just the questions that we've got left. The questions people have asked us. So, seeing as we've been talking about should I do these questions in order, or should I just pick them out?
You can go ahead and pick them out. Just say who
Okay.
Ask the
Well,
question.
considering we were just talking about third-party stuff in Shovel Knight, I guess I'll start with the question about Shovel Knight, which was by Awesome Dude 4444. He asks us, do you still believe in the Shovel Knight rumor after recent events? And also, do we think Smash 4 for NX is a possibility? So, start with the first one. What do we think of the Shovel Knight rumor at the moment?
I don't think I'm the kind of might be the oddball out here. I don't think it's true. I think what it was always about the amiibo, because I think at least Nintendo everything. I don't remember what he said in the video. It said it was from retailers, but retailers wouldn't know about DLC. They know about an amiibo, and not almost a few days later, they did reveal the amiibo for Shovel Knight. So I think it might have been, and it's not. We do this all the time, because whenever you see an amiibo for another character, you assume, oh, it must be for Smash Bros. And I think that was the assumption, that it was the amiibo for Smash, and then it was like, or the amiibo for Shovel Knight, and then they just assumed, or maybe the guy who told him assumed, or he assumed that, oh, it must be that Shovel Knight is in Smash, and that's what seems most likely at this point.
I can't talk too much about this, but like the source is confident that it's a character.
And the source, according to what Push has told me before, like I said, he can't say much, but he's told me, and he can tell you guys the same, that it is a verified source that has leaked other things in the past, and I believe it's not a retailer, correct?
I can't say if it is or isn't. Either
Okay.
way.
Okay.
But can you say this, Push, just real quick? There have been multiple sources, correct?
Yes. I think that's in the article. Yes, there are multiple sources. If you check,
So have all of the sources been retailers?
Again, I can't say.
Like,
You have to understand. Like, I can't.
Are they
No,
a character?
I'm not trying to get anything out of you. I understand. Tamaki has to, protect his sources, or who's going to tell him stuff. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not-
Yeah, and I have to protect my trust with Tamaki too.
yeah.
Alright, well, relax. What do you think then of Shovel Knight? Because you're the only one who hasn't said anything yet.
Nah, I think it's possible that he's in. It said it was a character. Are you allowed to say that? And not a Mii Fighter costume?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
just
it was-
DLC?
No, it's said to be a character, not like specifically it is a character, not Mii Fighter, not a trophy, not assist trophy or anything.
Yeah, I was on the same Smash 2. Like, I didn't think it would be a character just because it was an amiibo. I thought it was just. I didn't read too much into it. I was like, oh, it's just an amiibo. I don't think it's gonna be an actual character. But I mean, it's still open up, and this is like the first I'm hearing of like a confirmed-ish rumor. So I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
I'm all for Shovel Knight though.
Yeah, if you look on the article on Source Game that I posted, it says the source is also confident that Shovel Knight is a full playable character and not a costume or some other form of DLC.
Yeah. Now, I think that I am confident in this rumor, unless we don't hear anything after this month, and then I'm slightly less confident. And I mean, it doesn't mean I want Shovel Knight to be in Smash Brothers, because I honestly don't think he should be. Unless, and I have this theory, and I know the Relax won't know this, but the other three will, that I think that Nintendo are the ones publishing Shovel Knight in Japan, because it doesn't have a Japanese publisher yet. We know they got one around April. They've been super tight-lipped about it, unlike Way Forward, who got a Japanese publisher recently for Pirate's Curse, and that got fully revealed all really quickly. And I could easily see this as Nintendo making this partnership. The amiibo is also on its way, and just turning to Sakurai and being like, look, we have this new game coming out. We want to promote it, kind of like what happened with Roy and back in Melee days. And so, can we get Shovel Knight in here? We'll announce the release date on it. We'll hype Shovel Knight up for its Japanese release to make sure that game sells a lot.
Yeah, and like I've been asking them on Twitter, Yacht Club Games. I'm like, when's it being released in Japan? Like, I really want to play it. Like, I do actually want to play it. Like, I can't play it.
Yeah.
Because it's not released there.
It's a very good game. I beat the Plague of Shadows DLC yesterday, in fact.
Yeah. And every
that was
time I
really
ask them the question, they ignore it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I do think I do, because then I kind of understand why Shovel Knight would have been added in. I mean, the other completely fanboy thing, which I don't think is true at all, is that they buy Yacht Club Games, but I don't think that's actually going to happen.
No.
Yacht Club Games is, first of all, Yacht Club Games is, I believe, like between 4 and 10 people. It's a very small studio. Second, they wouldn't want to be bought by Nintendo because there's an interview where they talk about why they left Way Forward, because for people that don't know, they're actually ex-Way Forward employees, because Way Forward was way too big of a company. Why
Yeah.
would you leave Way Forward and then be like, hey, I'm going to be bought by Nintendo?
Yeah, I don't think that's a thing. I think it's just a fanboy wish, because I'd really like them to make a Kid Icarus 2D platformer, because I think it'd be awesome. But yeah, I can see this as a reason, because if Shovel Knight is just in for the sake of people thinking, like Sakurai thinking that that's what everyone wants, I'm going to be super disappointed.
Well, one of my theories was that maybe they're doing like character selections based on region, and
Yeah.
Shovel Knight could be the American representative.
Yeah.
But
yeah, but at the same time, I don't think that would be the case. Just because, I mean, even if it is the situation, like Shovel Knight's never been released in Japan. Like they don't know it. In Japan,
I know.
40 to 30%.
Oh, I know. I've been very against Shovel Knight from day one. So hearing this rumor and hearing the sources have been, I don't know.
Yeah, I just want to point out that Push wrote an article literally, I think, the day before or 2 days before that said characters that just won't get into Smash, and the number one was Shovel Knight. It was pretty
The
funny.
first one was Shovel Knight. So like, if this rumor is true, then like there goes my speculation.
Damn.
I
And
just
then,
want
like-
to go on record as saying that I completely believe this rumor if it happens. If not, I haven't believed it at all. So that's my official stance.
Alright. Well,
What
okay, I
about
think
the
everyone...
second part of the question?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It asked about whether we thought we'd be getting a Smash for NX. So I guess like another person asks us if we think we're going to get an ultimate version of Smash. So Smash
Yeah.
Brothers for the NX with all DLC added to it, maybe even some additional like Ice Climbers finally added back, etc., etc., etc.
I
So
can
I'll
see
just
them
ask-
definitely doing that.
Yeah, I'll ask people in order then what we think. So relax. Do you think that that's going to happen?
Yeah, I think that's something that you know how they did with Twilight Princess, and although they're not going to do that, I think they're going to do that with the new Zelda, maybe. But I can see them definitely doing it with Smash Wii U, because I don't think they're going to go and make a new Smash Bros. So quickly. So they're definitely going to just port over this Smash Bros., give us all like the DLC all in on one disc, so you don't have to go buy all of that. And it's just maybe even with more content, so you have the full game, don't have to do anything, and it's there, and I definitely see that happening.
All right, Push. What do you think?
Well, on the one hand, I don't think Sakurai would come back just to make a port of a game. Like, that's one of the reasons why he left HAL Laboratories, was because he was just so fed up with the serialization of the games. So I think unless there's like some big draw for the project, I don't think he'll come back. But on the other hand, I think Reggie, was it like a year ago? He said that Smash and Mario Kart, you can expect them once a generation. And so
Alright.
eventually, yes, there's going to be a Smash for NX for launch. Maybe not.
All right, Spazzy. What do you think?
I think that if it's up to Sakurai, we won't have a port. However, I don't know if it is up to him. If whoever the higher-ups are at Nintendo think it's a good idea, which I think it will, because the issue is that any Smash that gets into development now, you know, I made the joke before about Sakurai going straight from DLC to Smash 5. I don't think it's going to happen. He needs a break. He's going to want to work on other games. So any new from the ground up Smash probably won't come out for 3 or 4 years. And they want to get the NX. They want the NX to have software at launch. That was a problem with the Wii U. It didn't have a very strong software. It had another new Super Mario Brothers game in Nintendo Land, which is great, but I don't think, was really a system seller. So I could see them doing a port, but I don't think Sakurai's the one that would instigate it. I think he'd be involved in it. I would love it. I would love an export that had all of the modes from both games. You'd have Smash Run and Smash Tour and, both versions of the classic mode and all of the stages. And maybe you could bring back characters like Ice Climbers who couldn't function on the 3DS. Maybe if Chorus Kids was a real thing and not just something made up by Sal Romano, you could bring back that concept. So I'd be for it. I think it has a chance of happening. I think it's really far from a guarantee, though.
Right, and Smash 2?
So I kind of agree with most everyone else has said. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's more of those ideas be, oh wow, this would be so awesome if it did happen. That seems where it kind of got bred from. So I don't think it is going to happen. I think everyone would love that because I think we all love Smash. We all love more Smash content. But I kind of what Push said. I don't think Sakurai is going to make a port of the game, and I'm not sure if Nintendo really wants to just make a port of a game they already made. It's not like Capcom where they'll just make a port for whatever. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that they'll probably end this DLC. Sakurai will find something else. In about 3 to 4 years down the line, they'll making the Smash for NX.
Okay. While everyone was talking, I think I remembered where the source of this sort of rumor came along. There was a job listing for Smash 6.
Oh yeah.
If I remember right, that Bandai Namco had, and I think that's probably where people thought about it. So...
Isn't it speculated that the Smash DLC was Smash 6?
Yeah, I think that was the other view. That's the Smash 6. Because Smash, wasn't it 3DS counts as Smash 4 and Wii U counts as Smash 5?
That's right. And then Smash 6, I mean, the DLC has basically been another game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's taken a year.
well, my thoughts on this is that the NX will definitely get a Smash Brothers game. I have a feeling it will come right at the end of the NX's life cycle, though. Because of how soon, because usually Smash Brothers comes out either just at the beginning with Melee, and kind of Brawl, or midway like in Smash 64 and this one. But because they're pushing the NX out so early and this one is still pumping out DLC, and Sakurai's definitely, if he does work on the next Smash game, that's completely up in the air. I think he's going to be working on another game in between now and then, whether it be a sequel to Kid Icarus or if he remakes another franchise or something like that.
Probably reimagine in another genre.
Yeah. And I really hope that genre is Mysterious Murasami Castle.
That'd be awesome.
An action adventure.
Yeah. But I don't think even though I think an Ultimate Smash Brothers would be a good idea and it'd certainly be a great launch title, Sakurai won't want to do it. And I just don't see it happening without him.
And Sakurai is really independent.
But yeah, so alright. With that out of the way, someone else asked us that question, but also asked a second question alongside that. So
Was
I'll
that
go on to that.
Swampasaur?
Yeah, Swampasaur.
Okay.
And he asked what the most disappointing DLC was for us. Who wants to start? Relax again.
I gotta think about this. Like, I don't. Maybe the Mii Fighters.
I think
like
I know what mine one is, so I can start.
Unless I'm missing something.
My most disappointing one is, funnily enough, it's the Mario Maker stage, but on 3DS. Because I really like it on the Wii U, but when I played it on the 3DS version of the game, it was so slow and so uninteresting, and I don't think the layouts are as good. I don't think that the background elements are all gone. It takes so long to actually change between them. And after seeing, all the Wii U footage, how nice it looked, and how it was swapping constantly, my first play of it, I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, this changes, doesn't it? But it hasn't for me after like 3 minutes in this game. So I was let down by the 3DS. They were obviously pushing to just have it on the 3DS. So that's what my most disappointing one is.
I can't think of anything. Probably the Mii Fighters, or that's not even that disappointing. I don't really have anything everything's just good. Like, I mean, I can't really complain about anything.
Well, I can complain about one thing.
Oh, go ahead.
And Spazzy here. The thing I can complain about for days on end are any of the Mii Fighter costumes where it's like an anthropomorphic animal and it looks like you skinned them and are wearing them. Like K. Rool
I think that's cute.
That is awful.
Who uses... yeah, terrible.
Slider.
Yeah, they are really bad costumes. The KK Slider one was free, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think the KK Slider one is actually pretty sweet.
Isabel's creepy. Isabel is kind of like, what the heck?
Yeah, the Isabel one is really weird.
Because KK Slider is using his guitar as a gun.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't mind the flying... I really wish the Flying Man one just gave you, like, a bird head. It doesn't have to move or anything. Because that would be amazing. And Flying Man's not as bad as some of the other ones. It just looks like you're on the side of the street in a chicken costume advertising for a chicken restaurant, is what it looks like.
For me, it's the lack of new songs in Pirate Ship. It's the most disappointing.
Is there no new songs on the stage?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. It's all just
there's-
taken
there's-
from other things.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I
it
didn't
doesn't even
realize
it doesn't even have all the songs from Brawl. It's missing the Mulgera battle, which was an awesome song,
Mhm.
and it's also missing the non-remix version of Great Sea, I believe.
Yeah, and there's just so many songs from the Zelda franchise that it's like can't just use one. Can't even add another one.
Yeah.
Like Mario Maker got like I think like 17 total.
Yeah, well, Mario Maker has 4 individual songs that
Mhm.
play depending on what theme it is.
Yeah.
So it just swaps between them. But I swear, even isn't Mario Maker's songs also taken from other
Yes.
other levels?
Except for they didn't have the Mario Paint song actually.
Yeah, they didn't use the Mario Paint song, which is
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
Mario Maker did get one of its own songs though, with the Mario Maker
So,
title.
did
thing.
anyone else take the Dragon Roost song and just put it all the way at 0 on Hyrule Temple because there's no reason to listen to that song on that stage anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. And Smash
But
2,
yeah.
give me yours.
Oh yeah. So I'm actually kind of with everyone else. Really, the most disappointing for me was this one, and it, probably not for the same reason. Part of the reason was, I've been playing a game, Undertale, and I'm kind of obsessed with that. So this one was kind of just coming along, this DLC, and I was hoping for more of it. Since for the longest time it was just, oh, Mario Maker's coming, isn't that cool? And I think the Mario Maker shade's awesome, but it was more a sense of like, is there anything else compared to or something? And then it's just, oh look, more Mii Fighter costumes, and I think the Mii Fighter costumes, they're starting to run out of ideas, it feels a little bit, because I think like the other last 3 I think had some pretty cool ones. I think the Flying Man's pretty cool. I think Kick Fire's not, even though it seems maybe kind of creepy, I think it one's cool. But a lot of the ones in the more recent one are kind of like, I guess these are okay. So it's more for me personally, it's more of a sense of fatigue, because it's kind of like, even as I was playing that one game, I was like, oh, Smash Bros. DLC come back. I think I got it on my 3DS because it's here on my table, and then I just went back to playing that one game. So it's just...
Did you see my review for the DLC? In the review, I like broke down like each of the Mii Fighter costume packs,
Oh, I
and
didn't know
there's like some pattern, a little pattern. It's
Is there?
yeah, they use one character that's already in the game on average per pack. So this one
Yeah.
they had 2, but in the previous one they had 0. And then the other ones had 1 each. You had Link and Samus and Fox and Falco.
I thought the last one had
Falcon.
Samus in it. Yeah. The last
Yeah.
one had Samus. I don't
Yeah,
remember what this
the previous one then.
Oh, okay. I'll look
Yeah.
at it.
And then they usually have 2 third-party costumes.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't had any Sonic the Hedgehog other characters as costumes,
That's
because we have
weird.
like
Yeah.
every Mega Man, basically.
Yeah, it's been mainly Capcom, like
Yeah.
a ton of Capcom, and then you have like a little bit of Namco and a little bit of Sega.
I think it
Yeah.
comes down to the fact that Capcom loves paid DLC so much, even when it's not in their own game, that they have to do it.
Right. Well, we'll move on from this to the pretty much the opposite question from Made in Heaven. He said, of all the DLC so far, what has been our absolute favorite?
Dreamland.
For me, it's go ahead.
Oh, Dreamland. That's it.
Oh, okay. And no reason in particular.
No, that's like my favorite stage since like Melee N64. So I'm just happy that's back.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. Well, push.
For me, it's definitely Ryu because of his button inputs. Like, I just love the way that he plays. I love that fact that you can play him as you already know him in Street
Yeah.
Fighter 2.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Mine's like a kind of. Ryu is super close to being my favorite, but I think I'm gonna give it to Roy because I just did not expect him to come back. I really liked Roy in Melee. I much preferred him to Marth, even though I was better with Marth. But when they told us that we can't port Melee data over all this, we're making Mewtwo from the ground up because I know he's really wanted, and Roy I know. Well, I mean, most people I spoke to really didn't want Roy to come back.
Mm-hmm.
So I just had zero hopes for him ever showing up again. Especially there's also already 4 Fire Emblem characters in the game.
5.
Yeah, I didn't think
Well, there
that
were
many-
4, I
No,
guess.
now there's 5. But yeah, so Roy is my. If it wasn't spoilt by the April Direct, I would have been so hyped for Roy coming back.
Yeah, I mean, hype has a lot to do with it. I think Lucas is probably my favorite. Just he was one of my Brawl mains, anyways. but just literally came out of nowhere. I was not expecting if to get another character when they showcased Mewtwo, number one, but number two, for it to be Lucas. Like I said before, everyone just expected Wolf. I was really happy. And I want to point out that if Wolf doesn't come back, I think Lucas and Roy needed this more. Because by both of them now having been in 2 games, it makes them Smash staples and it increases their chances of coming back. Wolf doesn't need that because he's an important character in a franchise that's not episodic in the way that Fire Emblem or, the Mother series is. Lucas and Roy are probably only going to ever be in one game unless they remake the games. Mother's essentially a dead franchise now anyways. Yeah. But they needed it because now they have that credibility. Now they might come back for future games because, hey, they're 2-time veterans. Hey, we know their movesets. People are fans of the characters. If Wolf doesn't come back, probably there's a good chance he'll come back in the next Smash Brothers anyways. Mm-hmm. So.
All right, Smash 2.
So, if I were to pick one particular thing, it'd probably be the Miiverse stage, but as a whole, it was probably the second DLC pack. It's another personal reason. That was kind of the one time I was able to be like, oh my god, look at all the stuff they're adding, so I could bring a bunch of friends over on that Sunday. We played, we didn't even watch the Nintendo International. I think we tried to, but we didn't. We just played a ton of Smash Bros., and that's what I love about Smash Bros., just being able to get a bunch of people on the couch and just playing it constantly, and that was so much fun. I love the Miiverse stage, because, at first you might think, oh, okay, whatever, you can put posts in there. But it's actually really fun to put, post and after a match to do it. And I had a friend that did some, really weird ones, and it was actually a lot of fun to do that. So for me, it would definitely be the second pack. If I were to pick an individual thing, it probably would be the Miiverse stage.
Okay.
Yeah. The only disappointing thing about Miiverse was the fact that you can't play it online.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the only thing I was like, why?
It's weird, too.
Yeah, because it's built online.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe that's why you couldn't play it online, because it'd be
too many streams.
Online and then, yeah.
I guess.
Although, just quickly going back to Lucas, I just remembered that it took me 4 months to realise what the splash text pun was for Lucas. It took me 4 months, and then I was just sitting there one day and was like, "Oh yeah, he's from Nowhere Islands, isn't he?" It's like, great. Oh, now I get it.
I think I translated some Japanese discussion that was talking about the splash text. They were like,
splash texts have always been great.
Because in Japanese it's just they just join the battle. They don't have the puns. And so someone was looking at the English puns and was like, "Hey, this is comes from nowhere because he's from Nowhere Island. Get it? Haha."
I wish all the veterans had got splash text. That would have been good.
Yeah.
Ness is from North America. Lucas is from somewhere.
Nowhere.
He's from nowhere.
Yeah, he's from nowhere. Alright, well, moving on to the next question then. Epic Martin 7 asks us, because of the addition of a third slot, do we think plans have changed in terms of Smash DLC? And I think this is a hard question to answer because I don't think we actually know what the plan was for Smash DLC. We've all made guesses, but I don't think any of us actually know. So, I mean, I think it's obvious none of us know unless someone's hiding something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna go with maybe. I'm gonna give a very solid maybe for that one.
I mean, Push had his thoughts before. If he wants to say what that is, I can't remember if it's already been said. About how the Smash DLC was.
That I think I already talked about that. That they probably decided 2 in April, and then the new one that they decided, it was probably decided either June or July.
Yeah.
And then they're just they're just starting to program him now.
Yeah. No, I was thinking that I think their plan was probably always, at this point, was potentially always just we add them as we go along. In terms of adding them to the data, I don't think they had any solid plans down.
I think what it might be. Sorry. I think what it might be is they had the first 2 planned, and those may have been Ballot characters, because I don't think they would wait till the end of the Ballot to start developing them, because that's quite a long time to continue development a year after the game's release. So Maybe this
Yeah.
third one is just a final edition, a clone, because we know Sakurai, if he can squeeze in every last bit of juice of a character, he'll do it, just because that's one more character for the fans. So that could be another clone character or a character that takes from someone's model, like maybe Dixie Kong, as much as everyone wants Dixie Kong, but or Wolf even.
There is
Yeah.
a theory that Dixie Kong was actually brought back at the end of Brawl's development.
Really.
Yeah, because
Really?
she's. I think you're going to talk about that in your upcoming video.
Yeah,
right?
but I didn't talk about that, so I'm like, uh-oh.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Oh, never mind then.
moving on. So, all right, I'll go for. We already said that. All right, so Zoroark King asked us which Mii costumes we'd like to see, and we already mentioned earlier that we do have an article coming up on Source Gaming where we're going to put down what Mii costume that we think we want to see. But Relax isn't going to be a part of that, presumably. So if you want to give your answer to that.
You can always
We
join
already
our
got
writing.
so many. Knuckles. We need Knuckles.
Actually, yeah, that would
I
be
couldn't
good.
think of anything else.
Knuckles would be pretty good, but
Me fighters and Knuckles.
And he has a second question. What other types of DLC do we want to see? So do we think, I guess, is there going to be any extra modes, or do we think there's going to be events added, or...
At this point, I don't see that. We've had a pretty clear pattern of what's been Mii costumes, stages, characters. I don't see anything out of that. I mean, we had tournament mode, but that was really a holdover from
Yeah.
Development. So,
Well,
I mean,
there
I'd
was that...
love anything. I'd love board the platforms, whatever. Any content is good content. But
Well, there was that statement, I believe Sakurai made, that said that they had other modes planned, but I don't remember if that... I think that came out before tournament mode came out,
Yeah, and
so it could have just been that.
I'm not sure if we added a note to that, but Japanese doesn't have plurals.
Oh, okay.
So, like, he could have been talking about one mode, he could have been talking about multiple modes. Either way, like, tournament mode and, yeah, there's a, and, yeah, whatever. They were released.
Yeah.
so Push, what you're saying is they're going to add only several more.
Yeah, only several more. Only several more.
I think some new events could be nice, but I don't see it happening.
On the online for Wii U, where the tournament mode went, that screen looks so empty.
It does. There's a lot of stuff I think they need to do. I don't like the fact there's no offline tournament mode. 'Cause
Yeah,
that was so much fun in Melee.
I was expecting it in the for everyone screen. I think there's also an empty capsule in one of those screens, so that it looks like something should have been added there.
Yeah, weird. I mean, maybe they'll add more. What is tournament mode under now?
It's
It's-
yeah.
Depends on the category.
No, it's got. I thought it was put under the same thing that. What were them Smash?
Conquest?
Yeah, Conquest mode. I thought they were put
Yeah,
under the
that's
same.
in there too.
Yeah, it's like those two items, and then the rest of the screen is very empty.
Yeah. I mean, they could add more of stuff. Should
Yeah.
add Smash Fest.
Yeah.
Just Splatfest, but for Smash.
Yeah, that actually would be kind of cool. And I think there actually might be another mode. I'm just kind of seeing how the DLC works. It seems like all this preliminary stuff, and I think I wrote an article about this, it seems to be mostly stuff that was either planned before or was easy to implement. Like a lot of the characters, like Lucas obviously takes from Ness. Roy takes from, I think someone pointed out that there is some stuff from Marth. That's if you hold an item, I'm not sure, they didn't update the article, but if you hold an item that's a small item, he actually does the same animation Marth would do. And of course, he has the same kind of like hurt animations that Robin does. And of course, Ryu's a humanoid character, so it's probably pretty easy. So I feel like the stuff at this point would probably be a little bit more involved in depth. So I think there's potential for a mode. And obviously, I think I mentioned too the fact that whatever that, I'm going online now, whatever that thing is, has empty spaces. I think that's possible. The one thing I would want is music packs. I'm surprised they haven't done that, but I do think a mode is possible.
Yeah, you know what really kind of upsets me as far as things that we don't have are just more robust stage builder tools.
Yes.
After getting the Mario Maker stage, it pains me that I might see a really cool layout and I can't recreate it. I mean, I'm not even talking about as far as visuals, because I'd love to be able to make stages with all the different Omega backgrounds and themed after different franchises, but just actual pieces, because we don't have ice, we don't have conveyor belts, we don't have all sorts of things that are even in the Mario Maker stage. And I just want more tools to be able to do more with it.
All right.
100% agreed.
Yeah, I agree. The stage selection is pretty, or stage creation even, is pretty terrible in Smash 4, to be honest. Like, it wasn't
like one
great
step
in
forward.
Brawl, but
It was one step forward, two steps back. They improved some things and they got rid of other things.
Yeah, it's just so limited and basic. And I like that you can draw on the gamepad, but that's really only it. It would have been great. It'd be great to update it with like a Mario Maker style interface. It'd be nice.
That actually would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Well, Mike Gamer 0608 also asked us if we thought we'd see any modes, and he also asked us, well, part of the same question is what previous modes would we like to see come back? That's what I'm turning that question into. What previous modes would we like to see come back if they did any new
A
ones?
proper target test.
Yeah,
Yes,
break the targets.
Same. Break
Yeah.
the targets.
I want to bird the targets.
Yeah, I think we unanimously agreed on that then.
Yeah, very easy.
Right, I think there's only one more question after that, and that is which by Oni333, which character do we most desperately want to see, even though we know it has no shot in hell?
9-volt.
That was easy.
Yeah, want to give your reason for why?
I just think he would be like the perfect character to represent the fans, because
Okay.
he's a hardcore Nintendo fan himself, and he can use like various hardware from Nintendo in his moveset, and he can also be a very meta character, so it would be very unique in that regard too.
Alright.
I think Paper Mario. I don't know how good his chances are, but I feel like they're not that good. But if there was any character I'd want to see, it'd be Paper Mario. I don't think it's gonna happen though.
Fair. Spazzy?
I don't know. Pretty much all of my choices are from Konami, to be honest with you.
You can pick one of them.
I'd love to see Snake back. I would absolutely.
see
I've been wanting both Bomberman and Simon Belmont in since 64, really, because they were both huge kind of NES icons. They both just have tons of moveset potential, and I mean, like I said, they're characters with legacy, with game sales. I wrote articles about why both of them should be in, and you can totally check that out on sourcegaming.info. But yeah, and I don't think that any issue with a character from Konami will come from Konami's end. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh no, Konami, they're pachinko. They would never, allow somebody to use their characters." But I kind of believe it's the opposite. In fact, Nintendo recently, I think, licensed one of the old Hudson IPs.
Yeah, it's Momotaro.
Yeah, Momotaro no Densetsu.
Right, and I think it's kind of they don't care about like the integrity of their characters. They just care about making money. So I think if Nintendo actually wanted any of to use any of their characters in Smash, all they would really have to do is ask and then proceed to give them money.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think Nintendo wants to go through the hassle. There's not really that pre-existing relationship. I do believe if any of those characters got, with the possible exception of Snake, because Snake has other issues, which include rating. With the possible exception of Snake, if any of those really did just rate super high on the Smash poll, and Sakurai thought there was moveset potential in them, I think they could get in. But I don't think Simon or Bomberman are top 10 characters in the votes. I think they're clearly under the Shrek and Goku level of popularity. So
Very popular.
And Smash 2?
So for a character, I'm just say there's a lot of characters I want, but just for a character that's like that, I don't think has any chance at coming in DLC. I actually would say Henry Fleming from Codename Steam.
Oh.
And the reason I say that is because I actually really like that game. I'm probably one of the few people that like actually played that game.
I
And
like
think-
that game as well.
Oh, awesome! There's someone else that do exist.
Yeah.
But I think he just would work as a character. I think he has a different even just in terms of style and look. You have a lot of characters, and it's a little generic, kind of like I guess anime, kind of like not kind of where he'd be a little bit more like Falcon. He's a macho character. He has some cool abilities. So maybe Smash 5, probably not as DLC, but it'd be cool.
I think he's got a very. It depends if Codename Sting gets another game. I think he's got him and Chibi Robo are kind of fighting over a slot for Smash 5. But because they can use a lot of the side moves that the side weapons that they have in that game to like laying traps around and like mines or banana peels or whatever, and using the jump gun to jump really high. He's got definitely moveset potential.
Codename Steam did not sell well at all in Japan. Like,
I don't think it sold well over here either.
I think you're saying that like it sold well elsewhere.
It's a shame because it's a really good game. I did enjoy it, and Abraham Lincoln's great in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
My choice. I've got loads of characters that I'd really like to see in Smash, but don't have. They're not just not popular. I don't think. Like Adam Malkovich, I'd like to see, and Baby Bros, I wouldn't mind seeing.
Baby Bros.
So I'm like, but the one character who I do want to see, and I don't think has a chance, is Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
As much as Phil Spencer says it's not going to be a problem, I think it's a problem. And
I've said it before.
I grew up playing them games. They obviously have connection with Nintendo, but they're either not relevant at the moment at all, because they've been hinting at a new Banjo game and just not announcing it or talking about it at all, which has completely lowered my hopes on a new one coming out. And they're owned by Microsoft, which is one of Nintendo's hardware rivals. And I don't know how much of a big problem that is, but to me, I feel like it is a bit of a problem.
I think it's a huge problem, actually. Oh, keep going, I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, Okay, wait, let's Smash Chew, you go.
Okay, so, sorry, but I think exactly the problem is that when you think about the other characters, right, you could at least buy their content on Nintendo systems, but with Banjo-Kazooie, essentially it's Nintendo advertising a Microsoft product, because if you want a Banjo game, you're going to go buy an Xbox One or 360 where all the Banjo games are on. And I think kind of the reverse is true for, I think, Microsoft. Essentially, Nintendo would be profiting from a Microsoft property, so I think both of them would come at a halt, because essentially the other's going to benefit, and they're in competition with the other one, so there's no way to really get to a mutual agreement with each other to make that happen.
Yeah. Right. My point has been always that I don't understand why Nintendo would advertise a competitor's product and most probably split revenue with a competitor when they could create, for instance, K. Rool, who would sell, I can guarantee will sell just as much as Banjo-Kazooie and has none of the red tape. There's limited slots, and it seems really odd that one of them would go to a Microsoft-owned character. I'm not saying it's completely impossible, I just don't think it's very plausible.
Yeah, that's why I feel like that's why he's my choice.
I think it's a fair choice.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all the questions, that's everything we had down, so Push, you want to take over?
I was just going to ask if everyone had anything else to add? Any final thoughts?
Nah, I wish we could get Banjo. That's it. Maybe in a couple years, maybe something will happen.
Maybe they'll get sold back to Nintendo.
Yeah, maybe there'll be a joint Microsoft Nintendo console.
That's how they'll grab the Western market.
Yeah, they'll be like, we are losing too hard to Sony, guys. We need to do something.
Mike Tendro.
Didn't Microsoft actually want to buy Nintendo, like when they first started?
Nintendo, they were very close to buying Sega.
Yeah, they were.
I believe. Yeah, I have to look it up. That's why there's actually discussions for the original Xbox to be backwards compatible with the Dreamcast.
That's right.
I remember reading that. So. I know that one of the Rare employees said that when Microsoft first bought Rare, one of the executives thought they'd bought the right to Donkey Kong as well.
Yep, they did.
Rare make the Donkey Kong games. So maybe that's why they bought Rare. Maybe they thought it was the first step into buying Nintendo out. We'll get one of their biggest IPs.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I can think to add is that I do think that the next Smash DLC will have a character, and I think it will come out late November, first week of December, to kind of coincide with the year anniversary of Smash 4 for Wii U.
Yeah. I could see a surprise character coming when they announce future content. I could just see them dropping that. I could see it happening as soon as mid-October. I'm not sure if it will, but I could see it happening.
I could see the 2 April slots getting released in October or November.
Okay.
Just because I do think the development of one character takes 6 months.
Yeah.
6 to 7
Right.
months.
Be about right.
Any predictions on the last 3? I'm gonna go Shantae, Shovel Knight, and Gino. Those are my non-controversial, totally sensible picks for. My only thing that hurts me is I have no room for Bayonetta on that 4. So.
I think I'm gonna go for Wolf, Shovel Knight, and Dixie Kong. I think I'd prefer K. Rool, but with Dixie Kong having a model that could be similar to Diddy Kong, and I think with King K. Rool having a Mii Fighter costume, I know that doesn't count him out, but I think it lessens his chances a bit, and I think Dixie Kong's also more relevant. So all that accumulates into her instead.
Yeah, I think if we get another Donkey Kong Country character, I should say, and if we get Wolf back, I feel like it really just rounds out some big gaps in the roster. And I think after that, whoever it may be, whether it's Shovel Knight or Inkling or whoever, I think they'll be better received by kind of the hardcore Smash speculation crowd.
All right.
Yeah.
Smash 2, who are your 3?
Inklings, kind of talked about them before. Wolf and King K. Rool. I think the latter two, one of them might not happen. One of them would probably not King K. Rool. I'm pretty confident Inkling though.
Okay.
I think that's gonna happen.
All right. Relax.
Yeah, I have to go with Inkling and Wolf too, but I think the last one, that's like a throw-up between Dixie, a single ice climber. Like, I know I'm the only person that think it's going to happen, but I think it's going to happen. And when I'm right, I'm going to tell everybody that I was right. And yeah, Wolf and Inkling, I'm pretty confident on.
Yeah, I think on a serious note, I think I would go with Wolf. Once again, I'm not 100% sure of, but I hope he's in. So I'd go with Wolf, probably Inkling, although I could see them kind of being held out for the next Smash.
Yeah.
And I do have a decent belief in the Shovel Knight rumor. I'm not sold on it. Without actually knowing the source, I'm not going to go more than being, 50% in. But I'd say there's something there, so I'll go ahead and throw out Shovel Knight as one of mine as well.
All right, and Push.
I'm so conflicted on this because, like, on one hand, you have, like, Shovel Knight who, like, I'm, like, 70-80% sure that he's going to get in. And for me, like why Shovel Knight? Like, so, like, that's something that I've been obsessing about, like, lately. And, keeps me up at night.
Why Shovel Knight? Why?
Why? Oh my god. Like Spazzy said before, like, it was like literally 2 days before I wrote that article. So, like, I feel like if Shovel Knight is in, then I guess, like, maybe somehow regional representation of some form. So, like, maybe a European rep, a Japanese rep, and an American rep. If that's not the case, and I have no idea who they would pick for those. Like, there's the Leighton rumor, but that's dubious at best. And the Japanese side's like, who the hell do you pick?
Magnum Knight.
Yeah. But if I get rid of that, if I just say, like, normal choices, then I would just pick Shovel Knight, Dixie Kong, and Inkling.
Okay. I think I just realized that we didn't say what our ballot choices were either. So if we pick, like, we could always. So do you want to end on that? Ballot choices, or do you just want to end?
Yeah.
Well, actually, Mark, who did you vote for? I think we talked a little bit about this, but you haven't.
Wait, who?
Alex.
Oh, I think I voted. Twice. Once for Banjo and once for Paper Mario. Cause yeah, I can't. I have to go with my gut there. I wish both of them were in. I can see Paper Mario. Paper Mario has more chance than Banjo, but Banjo, I don't. I'm for the same reason you said that. Too much red tape.
Yeah.
I voted once, and I voted for Takamaru, even though he had no chance because he's already an assist trophy, but I didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
And then I couldn't be bothered to vote after that.
I think it can be used for future games.
That's true. I just want Sakurai to know that people over here do know about him. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's what's kept him out of this one. That's what kept him out of, I'm assuming, previous ones. I don't know. People just outside of Japan don't know him, but they do. Sakurai, they do.
Yeah.
Right. Push, who did you vote for?
9 vote, just yesterday.
Last minute vote.
Yeah.
Alright. Smash, Drew?
I did Wolf, obviously. I've done a few because I've kind of cheated and used my work computer too to do it. So, Wolf, Inklings, just some characters. And I did vote for Rhythm Heaven character along the line somewhere.
Alright.
Because I would love to see Rhythm Heaven character. I don't think it's going to happen. But...
And Spazzy?
At the very beginning of the ballot, I voted for Roy. I wanted to vote for Wolf, but I said Wolf's probably going to get in, and Roy has no chance. So that happened. On multiple devices since then, I've voted for Isaac because I think he did have a great moveset. I'm a Golden Sun fan, not a huge fan, but I like the series. I voted for Bomberman. I voted for Simon Belmont, which were characters that I mentioned previously, and I voted for Wolf.
All right, awesome. So Dustin, then do you want to talk us out?
How about first we let Relax plug his stuff?
Nah, it's okay. Well,
Sure.
yeah, there's my YouTube channel. Just find me at Relax. I do a lot of Smash content, and I do a series, Super Smash Facts. It's on a lot of the information of Smash, and it's pretty well received right now. People really want to see the next part on those Lost Brawl characters. So yeah, that's coming soon. And yeah, I just do Smash content, like strictly talking about the movesets of characters and their origins and design, because I love that shit. So I don't know if this is child friendly, but my bad. And yeah, Relax on all platforms. This is my Twitter, my YouTube. Sure to find me. It's the glasses. You can't miss it.
Yeah. All right. And then I guess we're Source Gaming, so you can check us out. Check us out at www.sourcegaming.info and read up on lots of Smash news and history and research. I guess. I'm still working on my elevator pitch.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, well, it's been fun, and podcast out. Podcast out, right?
Podcast
All right.
out.
Podcast
All right.
out.